Welcome to the Inglorious Blasters podcast, a Star Wars Legion podcast talking anything and everything glorious or inglorious about the game. My name is Koray, and with me today is just Brendan, because John's a little bit too sick today. Hope you feel better, John. Brendan, how's it going?
Feel better, John. And I'm just Brendan? All right, fine.
Well, but I didn't have an insult ready to go, so just Brendan.
It would feel...
Actually, maybe that is insulting.
That is kind of insulting. I would say, but, you know, it's fine. I'm not hurt at all.
Well, I love you, buddy. My bad.
No, because I was going to say any other insult would feel like a personal attack.
This is fair. Yeah. So today on the podcast, we got a very special Glorious versus Inglorious segment with the Evans again. We got Evan Bulris and Evan Paul back to battle it out, this time with the LAAT. So we got that coming up. Also, we got a bunch of new reveals for Ewoks. We're going to go over them pretty quickly. But before we get into any of that, I want to take a quick moment to thank our sponsors of the show.
First, I want to give a shout out to baronofdice.com. Baron of Dice has a lot of really cool dice for Legion and other games. If you are interested in getting their dice, please go to their website and use the coupon code GLORIOUS in order to get a discount.
That's right. And then we also have Panhandle 3D. You can check out panhandle3d.com. Also use checkout code GLORIOUS. If you don't own a 3D printer, this is like an easy way to get some high quality stuff for your gaming table. Check it out. Use code GLORIOUS. Brendan, I think we got some cool tournaments coming up. Yep. Mainly ACO, like the coolest tournament coming
Obviously, the coolest tournament coming. Atlantic City Open coming in June. We are less than a month away. It is Saturday, June 17th and June 18th. We got a lot of games to play. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Baron of Dice, Darkfire Designs, the Legion Tournament Circuit, Luminous Gaming, and Panhandle 3D. We currently have one World's Invite on the line, and finally I have revealed on social media the design from Darkfire Designs. It's a pike capo that looks like a 1920s mob boss. With fedora.
It looks so sweet.
Fedora, cigar, a Tommy gun looking thing. It is pretty sweet. I'm very excited about that. And I will say it here first. I'm not going to reveal the pictures just yet. But we've got a unit card to match. So everybody who comes will get a mini and a card so they can live out all their Prohibition dreams.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet model. I'm excited. I'm excited for ACO.
Yep. We've also got Crucible coming up later this year in Orlando. I believe there's still a few tickets left. So if you are interested in going to Crucible, you can see John there. We are also official sponsors of the tournament. So be great if you can go. It's 2 heats and a top cut, and if you don't make it, one day you can go to Disney. They're working on trips to go to Galaxy's Edge. I have never been. Hopefully someday I'll get to go.
Oh, you never been?
I've never been to Disney. Period.
Oh man. Oof. Okay.
Someday I'll make it.
We gotta get you to go someday. Yeah. Awesome.
And another tournament we've been asked to talk about. They actually provided us with the script. I wanted to say thank you to SpaceCityGaming.net for giving us a script. Attention Star Wars Legion fans. Star Wars Legion is coming to the Houston Game Expo at the George R. Brown Convention Center in Houston, Texas on July 15th to 16th, 2023. This is a fantastic opportunity to meet and compete with other players in a thrilling 2-day event that will put your strategy and tactics to the test. The event will have a 32-player cap, so hurry up and register before it's too late. The winner will not only receive a coveted invitation to the World Championship, but also amazing prize support from Montags Games, who has partnered with the Houston Game Expo to make this event possible. Don't miss this chance to be a part of the Star Wars Legion community and have a blast playing your favorite miniatures game. Ready your troops and prepare for battle. They already have a game uplink up, and its name is Houston Game Expo 2023. So if you are interested, check that out. It will have more information for you.
There are tournaments popping up everywhere, so please be on the lookout. I mean, I know we're not going to name them all, but it's a great thing to see. There are tournaments everywhere.
Especially
very healthy
make
sign
sure
for the game.
Yeah, especially make sure you're plugged in with your local community to play in your friendly local gaming stores. It's just so much fun to get to know your local people and play with them.
Absolutely. All right. With that, let's get on over to our Glorious versus Inglorious segment. So we're going to hop on over there. See you there. Welcome, everyone, to a special episode of the Inglorious Blasters. My name is Koray. I'm with Brendan, as always. John can't make it for this special episode. I have a very, 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 very special two guests on today. It's the Battle of the Evans again. We got Evan Paul and Evan Bulris here again.
I gotta find that a while ago. So Evan and I first met actually way back in there's a crate. They're called Carolina Crates. They did a lot of X-Wing stuff. They do some Legion stuff, and we kind of ran into each other there. And I remember he showed up with just used your Pomeranian, one of them as your logo, and then we started going back and forth on something. And then I reached out to you in a message. I'm like, "Yo, let's make this like a wrestling feud." And then I made that Pom versus Raccoon picture that I can't find anymore. And I'm we're gonna stream a game, and it's like I kept making them getting closer and angrier, more eyebrows. I gotta. Yes.
We did a randomizer game.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
This was still during the pandemic. I didn't forget what happened, Evan. It's going to come up a little bit later in the podcast.
Yeah, you shot me around pretty good, but yeah, okay.
But yeah, that was the first time we ever talked to each other, and then we met for real at Adepticon, and we've been Evans ever since.
That's true.
Wait, you guys weren't Evans beforehand?
Yeah.
So I appreciate you guys coming on today. What we're going to do is we're going to have an awesome battle of the LAAT. We're going to be talking about the Republic LAAT and the Empire LAAT today. So a 2-for-1 special, just like last time we did ATRTs, but this time it's the LAAT. Evan Bulris is very famous for winning and making the LAAT look very good on the Empire side. So he's going to take the side of Glorious, and then Evan Paul is going to be taking the side of Inglorious.
Lipstick on a pig,
right.
That's all that was.
This is okay, so I'm pumped. Just happy to be here. We're gonna. My opening statement, if you will.
Before opening statements, Evan, if you're cool with it, I'll just remind the listeners of the stats of the LAAT.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no one uses it, so everyone needs a reminder.
You're gonna put Evan. You're gonna put Evan on the back foot by naming the stats first. But go ahead.
All right. The LAAT is 105 points. It's a heavy. It has 8 health, a resilience of 6, and white surging defense dice. Speed 2. It has full armor, arsenal 2, cover 1, hover air 2. It's immune to blast and melee and range 1 weapons, and it's a transport 1 closed. The only natural weapon on it is the twin laser cannon, which is fixed front, range 1 to 3, 1 red, 3 black. They can take comms upgrades, ordnance upgrades, and pilot upgrades. For the Empire, the pilot upgrades are Baron Rudor for 8 points, who gives the ship marksman, and when you recover, you get an aim. Governor Price for 5 points, who is a field commander, and gives you the free action to choose a friendly trooper unit you are transporting or range 1 to 2, and gains an aim and a suppression token. Or the Imperial TIE Pilot for 8 points, which increases your maximum speed by 1. On the Republic side of things, you get Clone Commander Fox, who is a field commander. Free action to choose a friendly trooper unit you're transporting or at range 1 to 2. It gains a surge token and removes a suppression token. The Clone Shock Trooper Pilot for 4 points. After the unit you are transporting disembarks, it gains 1 surge token at either 1 aim or 1 dodge. And Hound and Grizzer, you gain the action Observe 4. So you choose an enemy unit range 1 to 3 and give it 4 observation tokens.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Brendan.
So, spoiler alert, that's not great, but hey, I got great stuff for it. All right, hey, you know what? If you were a true son of the Empire, a true TIE pilot, and you long for the days of X-Wing, and you think, what's all this ground combat? What are all these nerds doing running around? And they could be in the sky shooting. And you know what? Everyone's complaining about cover rules and this and that. What if you didn't get cover ever? What if you didn't need it? What if you always had a standing cover of one because you're no baby. You take all comers. So, hey, you're no big baby boy. You're a strong man. Okay.
What are we talking about anymore?
Yeah,
he's trying to divert to anything but the LAAT.
Yeah, it takes a lot of guts to build paint and put that on the table. Period. So, but all my joking aside, I do think the LAAT is pretty excellent heavy. It's in an interesting category of like close transport that flies. That's it in the game. So you use a lot of shenanigans with that. But my first argument is the best build for the LAAT. Take it or leave it, but take it because it's good. Is Baron Rudor high energy shells and HQ uplink for 131 points. It is a very consistent crit dealer with critical 1 from the high velocity shell, and Baron Rudor gives it marksman, and then when you recover you get an aim, and so every turn you're just HQ uplink, recovering, firing. And I think for the points you get a versatile unit that can maybe pick up a wounded unit to save MOV, which is or save kill points, which is good right now depending on what objective you play, and you can kind of shoot anything. Nothing really hides from you. So you are a dangerous machine that can always get at least 2 probably over cover, and you're very mobile when you need to be. So that's my first water balloon thrown at you, Evan, is Baron Rudor LAAT good. Take that.
That does sound like it's a decent shot. It sounds like it's about probably statistically as good as a like full squad of Pike Troopers ish.
Yeah, it's just sad.
Yeah.
So I guess that's one part, and the other part is that you mentioned a build that is legit, sort of, but you seem to forget that the LAAT does exist in 2 factions, right?
Okay.
You did forget.
Okay, so I'll let you. I have a build for clones.
Right, we'll talk about Empire first. We'll talk about Empire.
All right,
Yeah, so then
that's
you can
fair.
beat me
That's
up
fair.
in clones. That's fine.
I rescind
I'm
my
willing to-
objection, sir.
I'm willing to take that lick.
I think that I think that as a weapons platform, there is something to that. It's one that can just kind of float there and is not likely to go down super quickly with return fire. And unlike the Pike Troopers, is that they're not at risk of losing health as they get shot at. But it's the amount that you're spending on that. Could you remind me what is the cost of that build that you were talking about there?
It is 131 points.
Okay, so that's like almost a Boba Fett, right?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Depending on the upgrade.
It's almost a Boba Fett. It's more, it's a boss with some upgrades. It's a cab with some upgrades. I think that ultimately, this thing, especially about Empire, is that it's a story of what are you going to risk spending your points on something that is merely good when there is so much out there that is very good, such as Inferno Squad or Cad Bane, and then actually you're not going to spend points on that stuff either because there's stuff out there that's mega broken good, like Dark Troopers or Boba Fett or the stuff in Blizzard Force. So I think that when we're talking about LAAT in the Empire, is that there is something to that build. It's certainly not like a gun platform that you could totally ignore, but your problem is just like, why are you spending 130 points on that when you could be spending on anything else that I just named?
Yeah, so this is a tough argument right now for Empire, just like in general, because there's things that are just so good, so definingly good that me trying to do a little tap dance for your 131 points for a LAAT just doesn't that's that's Boba Fett with the good stuff, and you get cards and you get a bounty that's half a Dark Trooper, even 3 models or something. But so I'm kind of doing this in a bit of a vacuum, I guess. Like, I understand that when I'm pitching my presentation to the board right now, that there are stuff that's just better. Like, even the ATST is getting not the worst to bring right now, especially in Blizzard Force or with Darks rolling around. You could throw Impact 4. That's better than what I can do. It's. But I will say, point taken, and that makes us hard. But I will say, you know what, Mister, there are better things. What if we just take everything off this puppy and just give it a Imperial TIE pilot, and then we say, what if it's just the Commander or Op Vader boat? What if it's just the Op Vader bus, and it's for 113 points, it's a Vader delivery system. And to that point, we're talking about really good things in Empire. Most of Vader's cards work off of the LAAT base. Mm-hmm. So Fear and Deadman, when he activates, he starts in the LAAT. That goes off the LAAT's base, and that's pretty big compared to just the model. Fear and Deadman. Did I say that already, or did I say Master of Evil?
You haven't
said
said
Fear and Deadman. I was just I was laughing because the image of it thematically is pretty hilarious. That
a LAAT shows up, people
sitting safely in his LAAT is getting on the megaphone. I'm just surrounded by Fear and Deadman.
Now please
don't shoot me. I'll get dodges.
When I get down from here,
you'll get a whooping.
You'll be very scared, I tell you.
Vader's Might. Let's see. So I know Fear and Deadman is a good card to play in the LAAT because if they want to shoot it, sure. Though the new ruling makes it sad. So the old ruling was transport blows up, you fall down, you take a damage, you get a suppression, and you get both your actions because it blew up and you just walked away. Now, if it blows up, your order goes face down, and that does not feel good, especially with Vader, or anything. It's it's a nerf that was probably needed, but it just feels extra bad to bring transports.
That's why you put Dark Troopers in the LAAT.
Dude,
so they can go again.
Okay, I guess I just get to go again. I'll take my wound, please. Thank you. Yeah, that tends to be the answer right now, right? It's well, why don't you just put Dark Trooper in this? Vader's cards. So Fear and Deadman and Master of Evil are really tough to deal with the size of the LAAT's base, and because you have to deal with the LAAT, because if you don't, Vader can just come out exactly where he wants to be, and that's a real bad time. So my next argument is Vader LAAT good. What you say?
I'd say that Vader LAAT was good when you did very well with it, and that was okay. You can hem and haw about how it's a different time meta wise, where there weren't fishmen everywhere with Impact 1 guns that were ready to shoot down something like that on the way. But I think that you kind of took my my token point from me a little bit, which is the rules change.
Sorry, I didn't mean to steal that from you.
No, it's okay. I appreciate it. You helped me out. Is that before? Yeah, you could play the dirty trick, and you would. I mean, sometimes a new player might get caught by surprise by this if they knew enough but not quite enough about how the rules worked of double diving in there with a TIE pilot with 2 speed 3 moves and then daring your opponent to knock him out of it by blowing it up, which meant that he wasn't disembarking, which meant that he can do whatever he wants. Is that doesn't work anymore, and so given the amount of impact out there, given the fact that we have either speeder bikes or fishmen or Dark Troopers or the impact that everyone else is bringing to bring down the Dark Troopers, is that if that thing gets blown up on the way, then what you have is a already hurt and probably dodgeless Jedi character that's just kind of hanging out there. And it's true that if it happens late in the round, then he's probably not going to be at all that much risk. But that means that you have to go first with your Jedi the next round to get into safety, and no one ever likes doing that. So I think that the rules change was really unfortunate for all Jedi carriers, but especially Vader.
Yeah, it was. I get it. Like the vehicle blew up, and you're like, oh god, why?
It
like,
didn't make sense. Yeah,
but like I liked the game when I moved the LAAT up. I like when because everyone was waiting for me to go to the LAAT. So did I go once and think I could get out and then make it?
right.
Like you get your one disembark and your one move and relentless, or did I go twice and then dare you to shoot it?
Right.
Or do you just like ignore it and then try to like hope make a plan for Vader? And I thought that was a very fun game. I know that sounds. Of course, I was doing it, so it was a lot of fun. But for me, but like I thought it was very interesting when like my opponent started working it out, and they go, "Oh," and I went, "Yes." Like this is what are you gonna do? And now it's just like you just shoot the LAAT, and it blows up, and he falls, and you don't even get that cool Vader moment where he like walks out of the wreckage like I'm too badass for this. Instead it's
my
just crawling out of the
bag.
wreckage. Yeah. I did have someone bring. I went to a local, and they beat the heck out of me. I tabled him all but Vader, but he got both hostages with him. It was hostage exchange, and he wrote double LAAT, one with Black Suns, one with Vader, and he just drove them forward. And I didn't know what to shoot, so I tried to shoot Vader, but then the Black Suns came out, and then I was playing Rebels, so they just like removed a squad. The next turn, they removed a squad. Then I'm like, what?
What
is
do
this
I
what I've been
do?
doing to people? Yeah, is this what I've been doing to people? I'm terrible. Jeez.
It's real mean. Yep.
Like a local meta, like it was a few months ago that everyone started bringing Vader LAAT, and I was very upset. But okay, you know what? Fair. Empire just too good. So when something's just okay, but you know where this thing really shines? Let me tell you, Gar. You're thinking to yourself, Evan's crazy, and maybe I am. So first build, we got Chad Clone Commander Cody, who's like extremely good. So his observe cards are pretty fun, right? Suppressive or Impact 1 to bring it down. What if I told you had a source of 4 more observation tokens that could work with Cody's cards? So what if I told you the LAAT would get an order each turn, because it's pretty cool too. So Commander Cody, I don't care what you put on him. Just whatever you want, flavored, seasoned to taste. And then I have Hound and Grizzer, High Energy Shells, and Link Targeting Array. And the point of this bad boy is you just keep observing. You just stay in the LAAT and you just look. You look around, and then Cody's cards, such as Bring It Down. During this activation, Clone Commander Cody may perform his observe action 2 times. When a friendly unit declares an attack against an enemy unit that has an observation token, not one specifically from Cody, you may spend the token. If you do, the attack gains suppressive if the enemy unit is a trooper unit, and it gains impact if it's a vehicle unit. So you could give everything impact to bring down like a tank or something, which is cool, or make a Jedi real sad if they made a mistake. So my next argument is maybe LAAT good in Gar. Maybe we wrong whole time.
No, I really like the concept, and I want more than anything to be able to field a squad that has Hound and Grizzer in it, just because it is hilarious that like there's like a dude and his dog that are hanging out in this LAAT that are just kind of pointing at stuff. And
I smell him. He's over there, boss.
Somehow that surpasses like the regular sensors that are on the LAAT itself. Is that the dog is in there, like, kind of sniffing around and going, "He's over there." And it's I'd say 2 things about that is that if it weren't also like that sounds like it's probably 125-ish points.
126 actually. Yeah, okay. That's good guess.
So like that's LAAT too, right? Is that you can think about that in the Republic sense of would you rather have that than a like it's sort of like a squad and a half of phase twos, or that would be like a mega chock full arc squad with echo and jump packs and stuff like that. And I do like the concept of the symmetry with Cody, to be honest with you, because he does have the direct vehicle. I've been kind of shouting everywhere that I think that the Cody solution right now is to run a single Fluttercraft and then you're done. But nobody really wants to listen to me on that front. I think that his shtick works best with like one like kind of medium vehicle rather than trying to pair him with the Saber or trying to fit him in with either Barks or the loathsome Republic ATRT. So I like the concept. I just wish that was like 25 points cheaper, and then I think that it would be like a worthy consideration as something to be better than like the equally loathsome ISP, which also like shoots out a disappointing dice pool for the amount of points that you're paying for it and for the relative fragility of it.
Pour one out for the ISP.
Yeah, man, and also the hockey puck nature of it bouncing off of the walls without being able to actually go anywhere. That's honestly the worst part. Give it Hover Air 1 AMG, you cowards.
You cowards. It's the worst part about it is I own 2 ISPs because I thought for a while I don't remember what tournament it was going to be. I was going to run 6 phase 2s and 2 ISPs and like it's like double clone commander.
Yeah,
and that all fits with Z6s. And then like so every round I'm fire supporting. I took the rocket pod, so it's like 4 red, 4 black, 6 white, surge to crit because I took the pilot.
Yeah,
and you just dump dice into things. And I didn't do enough testing to see if it really was like good or just more of a meme. But then again, I did buy 6 Black Suns, and I was going to bring them to Worlds, and then I got talked out of it, and then 6 Black Suns comes in second.
What do you know?
Worlds. So like, I got to stop like just listening to other people and just
you should follow your heart every time, Boris.
and then like see how that goes. Okay, so you know what? Yeah, you right. But what if I have one more build for the LAAT that's gonna blow your mind? Okay, so you know what's shocking? A shock pilot. And you may think the humble shock pilot. Either gain a surge token.
I forgot who he was, actually.
Yeah, he seems not amazing for 4 points, but what if I told you Vader 2, the Electric Boogaloo, comes out, and it's Anakin LAAT, and you just dump Anakin out into the middle of their lines with a shock pilot giving him a dodge, so he's tokened. He's got that nice tasty dodge right out the get-go. So you can dump him out, go whack something with his Satan Saber, and then get a dodge, and then he's ready to go.
Satan Saber.
I try to find funny names for.
I like it.
It's good.
Well, I have a story to tell, and it's only fair to like give a point on your side for the help that you gave me with the Empire one about the rules change. Is that during the height of the pandemic, this was at a ladder eliminations for TTS. Is that I was playing against one JJ, aka JJ's Juggernaut. I was playing pretty standard-ish, like Anakin, Padme, Overwatch squad back when that mattered. Pour one out for standby sharing, by the way.
Rip exemplar.
But he was playing something that was only slightly braver, which is that he was playing 2 LAATs and Anakin and Yoda. And then just
nice.
And then after that, just I think like 3 Naked Core, and that's it. So it was a 7-act, and this was before passing. This was before this had any extra help. It did have the rule, the old transport rules, but it didn't end up even really mattering because between, like, with all that stuff coming at you, is that you end up, like, I ended up in a position where I was concentrating really hard on destroying the Yoda LAAT when it was far away, because I knew that he was going to be slow, and then I would only have to deal with one Jedi, and I can just like kind of tiptoe away from Yoda for the whole game. But I missed killing the LAAT by 1 wound, which meant that Yoda got in there, and then Anakin got in there, Yoda guidance Anakin into relentlessing around and killing everyone. And I think I conceded on turn 4.
Man.
Oof.
So, the truth is out there when it comes to the Republic LAAT. I think that list would have bigger problems in the impact heavy meta, but if LAAT gets some sneaky points shifts, then I think that JJ is an excellent player. He's probably
he's
the
very good.
best exclusively Gar player out there. And so he was able to figure out most people wouldn't be able to, but I'm telling you, man, that shocked me when I saw his list. I was like, okay, as long as I kill like one LAAT, with my saber throw plus friggin' RPS, which shouldn't be a problem, and a bunch of DC 15s. But no, he served me lunch, and it was served cold.
I tried a similar thing on TTS with double LAAT and Vader Palp. That was a lot of fun.
It's the LAAT's such a cool thing. That's the problem. Is it it's not iconic. It's not like my dream is to get a TIE, not a silencer, but a silencer? No.
Reaper.
The one on Scarif.
The lander. The lander. Yeah.
Not the transport, the smaller one, the bomber that's got the two.
The smaller one's the Striker.
Yeah, the smaller one's the Striker.
I think it's Striker.
Okay, Striker. Yep, TIE Striker. My dream is to have that in the game because that's so iconically Rogue One, and it's a bomber. And I'd love to see a Y-wing in the game. I'd like to see more aerial transport because air vehicles are cool. 40K does well with them. There's a ton of them. You have flying dragon monsters and crazy planes and factions. It's awesome. The fact that we get one and it's just okay kind of bums me out. And we have a universe full of sweet things. I guess we have the airspeeder. I kind of forget about it.
And Fluttercraft.
You're forgetting about one word, buddy. The best of all three, the Radagast Fluttercraft. Check out my article at fifthtrooper.com.
Look, I brought 3 to PAX 2 years ago with a full. It was 3 Fluttercraft, 3 sets of Wookiee warriors with bowcaster, Chewie, and then 3 naked core. And I wore my Chewie onesie with a talking Chewbacca mask.
That's right.
And you're gonna come at me about Fluttercraft.
That's
That
where
slapped, man. You went 3-0, I think, right?
I went
2-1.
2-1.
And then
2-1, okay.
I would have gotten I had to leave before the 4th round, sadly.
Yeah, that's the first time I met you.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Contender.
Yeah, and you met me in my darkest time where I'm sweating. I put the mask on.
Well, I was wearing a lanyard that was a one of the medals from the end of.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So I gave that to you and took the picture.
It's all coming together now. Okay, wow. My brain just
Yep. That was me.
I think you didn't have the beard then. I think
did.
That's what I was missing. Oh, you did? Man, I don't know, man.
I haven't been beardless in about a decade.
Okay, so my fault. I remember the medal, and I remember trying to get in with my 3D printed bowcaster, and they stopped me at security, and were very concerned about this this weapon I was bringing in. It didn't have a trigger, it didn't have a barrel, it was just a big toy, and I'm people are bringing in their
Big swords.
their weapons and stuff, and they're holding up a dude in a teddy bear outfit. I'm please just let me in. I want to play the game. But
So if you're behind cover, this isn't going to do anything to you. So don't worry. About it.
So you'll be fine. Don't worry. So yeah, I guess I want more cool planes. But so I latch onto the LAAT, and I get happy when I see it in Jedi Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order, where it's not necessarily a lot. It's usually in the first level of each game. It shows up and then it's gone. But it's cool to see. And you're oh, okay, yeah, this thing exists. In the beginning of Survivor, they fly in one, and I'm I'm hey, cool, the LAAT. Yeah, I remember that. And so I just want to see it more. But I will end my argument on it. Just sucks right now that we're in the situation we're in, where everyone brings anti-armor, rightfully so, because you don't want to be caught with your Jedi robes down when a double dark trooper shows up or something, and you just can't even hurt him. So you want something, and unfortunately, I call it honest vehicles. Anything that has the armor keyword but white dice is honest armor to me. Because you did the work, you got the hit, and then there's like a good chance you hurt it. When you have to shoot something that has armor and then it has a 3-up, and you're like, okay, so 3-up is a red die with a surge. I use like 40k terminology when I talk about dice because it makes my brain feel happy. So when you like shoot a tank or something, and it's got a surge, and it's like block, block, surge, block, you're like, okay,
Great,
you know, yeah, it feels like you're getting nowhere, and especially with Dark Troopers, being able to do objective stuff. And the sad part is about my Cody whole rant is Cody's card Take It Down does nothing to Dark Troopers because they're not a vehicle, so they can't be impacted, and they don't.
They get a suppression that doesn't matter.
Seems like a big oversight. Why can't you just pick? You know, that solves the
Yeah,
whole issue.
like-
Just
It feels
Just
like
pick,
it should be a pick.
Just say what you want, and then like, you know, I don't want to live in a world where someone can't bring Dark Troopers because Gideon Dark Troopers is cool, but like I want my armor options to be a little bit more flexible. But so to the LAAT, it's like Dark Trooper LAAT is okay. You move them up, you dump them out, and then it's like, and then you can do you have something I want once you grab a box and just warp, right? And then you just like Mario pipe down into the backside of the board, then you've got you're good to go, or like a hostage or something. I like that. I think it's cool. I will say the LAAT is a very cool unit, and you can do interesting stuff with it. But yeah, it's just right as of the 25th of, what are we, May? What is this? What month is this? May? What time is this?
We should mention that as a purchase, okay, like if we're zooming out and we're talking about, okay, like should I get one, is that it is one of the coolest models in the game, and
very detailed, very Star Wars looking.
It's super detailed, and it gives you a chance to not only like do a ton of cool stuff with the paint job, but also as with any flying vehicle, but I think especially with this one that's meant to kind of like hover in places, that I've seen so much awesome creative stuff being done with the base of the LAAT and what's there, you know, in terms of like doing effects of like showing, you know, the terrain move around because the repulsor, or I've seen people that have like modeled troopers that are crawling down from it. Like it's
those look sick. Yeah,
it's I darted away real quick because I was hoping I had mine up here. My LAAT has pretty much every panel broken off it. Both guns are broken, and the shield is broken. So after Adepticon, I will say a negative to the LAAT that we didn't talk about is transporting that thing is dog water. It's terrible. It's especially. Yeah.
You have.
No, he has.
They're all broken. They're all broken. Yeah, all of them are toast. Yeah, their bodies are fine, but the little wings are broken. So it didn't do well in the transport in my carry-on. I tried to like pack it around with like socks and stuff and like carry-on to keep it like somewhat safe. And then during Adepticon, I played it's like 13 games of Legion or something. Like not last year, but the year before. Because I did the skirmish tournament. Then I did day 1, day 2, day 3.
Yeah.
So it's something up there, and then that thing took a beating because the little peg isn't great, and all the panels broke off. And at one point, I was on stream, and I was playing against Imperial Sympathizer, and it like somebody was like, I got like someone was like messaging like, wow, why is he taking the LAAT off it? Like the model and this and that. And I'm like, look, if someone's gonna shoot at it, they could just shoot at it. There's no like you just get to hit it, right? Like there's no sharpshooting.
There's no hiding that model.
And then just before he said it, I was trying to pick it off and it slipped out of my hand and then it landed and just like another piece broke off and I'm like, okay, all right, we're just this is just it sits here now. Like so it's one thing that people don't talk about is traveling with big vehicles in any game, but Legion, because you don't normally have that, the LAAT sucks. Like local tournaments or something in like a battle bag, not a big deal, but like traveling to a con or something, it's not fun because then it gets kind of broken. You paid like $60 for it, right? Like you don't want to, and you put a lot of time and effort into it. Mine have my extra, my back doors are open and I've got the extra Inferno Squadron bodies that you can't use. So like it's Gideon and
that's cool.
Dell with helmets on, like hanging out the side. That looks kind of cool.
Nice.
But yeah, it's just beaten I've got the parts. I can be rebuilt. We have the technology. But...
Magnetizing is really the only reliable way. Is that you would need to have a couple strong ones and a magnet carrying case that has a lot of open space. That's really literally the only way that you can safely move these things around.
Yeah, it's so if you get one, just be prepared. I guess that's my I know it's a negative toward it, but I just can't in good faith.
I mean, if you're traveling via airplane, you get one personal item, so just hold it on your lap. It's fine.
Hold the lap. and then I wish
they're gonna come by with the drink. Do you want something to drink? No.
I wish John Bushman was here because he brings his carry-ons, his giant wooden case for his miniatures.
Yeah,
and they always question him about it, and they always make him open it. And it's always he's got to be I play toys. Yes, they're toys, please.
I made this myself.
Oh well.
Yeah, pretty much. It's poor guy.
My carrying case is a clear plastic thing, so you can see what's in there. And they still the TSA still opened it, and then they dropped it, and all my models broke.
Oh my god!
On my way to
That's a huge disaster, man.
Oh,
you think that's something? All right, let me tell you about carrying an Armada Super Star Destroyer in a carry-on.
Oh no!
Oh god!
And just that worked out because the Armada models are built Ford tough, and that one especially is. Speaking of amazing models, is the best thing that FFG's ever done is the Armada Superstar Destroyer. It doesn't matter if you never played Armada. It's just if you know somebody, if you know somebody who owns an SSD, ask them to just bring it in, just so you can see the thing because it's truly amazing. But yeah, I had a carry-on bag that was basically literally it was a long carry-on bag too. That was just that, and it was wrapped in. Foam and clothes, and but they they didn't ask me to take it out ever, which really shocked me. Is that definitely the guy with the X-ray scanner was giving me a look about what kind of weapon are you bringing onto this airplane?
Well, I'm not detecting metal.
It's a plastic greatsword. But yeah, I'm really glad I didn't have to break that out in front of a bunch of people.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But
that's great.
But that's my argument, boys. My argument for the LAAT.
Well fought from both sides. Yeah. I mean, I think we're ready for a judgment. Brendan, are you good as well for a judgment?
I am. I'll allow you to go first, Koray.
Oh darn. Okay. Well, I'm gonna break someone's heart today, and it's gonna be one of the Evans.
Oh no!
Oh no!
You see, we're mentally linked though. So when you break one of our hearts, it's
really you're gonna break both of us anyway.
Oh no!
But you're also gonna make both of us happy.
Yeah, so it kind of works out.
Okay, perfect. So both of you brought up great points. I love the LAAT a lot, even though I got beat up by it a ton of times. It's great, right? The Vader LAAT is super strong. I think Republic LAAT, it has room to be explored a little bit. People, I think, just haven't had maybe enough time with it. So that list you brought up earlier with Yoda and Anakin sounded really fun in the double LAAT. So there's a lot of stuff to explore, but at the same time, currently where we are with Dark Troopers on a giant rampage and impact everywhere, it's really, really, really tough to just say that this is glorious. So I have to unfortunately say inglorious, but with a points change, a small points change, we're right back, baby.
I agree.
I see how it is. I beat you once, and then you drag me on your
This is how I get back at
you. Beat me down publicly.
I'll take my W's whenever I can get them, okay?
Who's holding the guillotine rope, Koray?
I mean, you know what? Maybe Brendan will give you a W.
So with let's just say I've also I like playing the LAAT. It's a lot of fun to play. I think it's less good now as a transport because of the rule changes. And normally when you have a unit in it that's being transported, that's a key piece. So it makes the LAAT a big target. So I think currently it's inglorious as a transport. I'm on the fence on if it's glorious or inglorious as a gunship. I think not enough people have really tried that with the LAAT because everybody thinks of it as a Jedi drop-off first and think it's useless otherwise. So I think that there's room for it to become glorious as a gunship because people aren't going to focus on it, especially if you have another focus piece that could be running up at them, whether that's still just a Vader, but just not in the LAAT, just drop a burst of speed on him, actually use Darkness Descends to infiltrate, something else scary in your face, people are going to ignore the LAAT as a gunship, and it could really do some damage at that point. So cool. I think it's inglorious.
This was
but it's got
a double inglorious again.
Well, Boris, I gotta say that this is actually a hat trick for me because the story that I referenced earlier was that we did this randomizer fight against each other, and my squad was pretty impressive. It was Sabine, so that's pretty good. But then I had some rebel troopers with. I never remember the name of it. It's the bloop tube. It's that stupid range 2 red white crap. And then God, I don't even remember what else I had. But I would say that those are the center points of my list. Was Sabine and a bunch of bloop tubes. And Bolrus had a Republic LAAT with Anakin and a shotgun squad of clones that was meant to come out of the LAAT. And I won with bloop tubes.
And bloop tubes.
So there you go, the man, Republic LAAT.
This is just in our Fifth Trooper Discord. My name is the Eternal Challenger, Evan. I'll get you one of these days. I'll keep coming back.
I will say, Evan, that you're talking about using the LAAT as actually a gunship. I'm going to give that a try. I've got a local tournament coming up, and I think I'll take the LAAT as a gunship to try
Baron
that out.
gunship, real good.
And when is the tournament?
June 3rd. So
hopefully we have some new points by then. Because I mean, I agree with you. Is that I think as a transport, I'm probably still going to be out on it almost no matter what, just because of the rule change. But as a gunship is that. The potential is there with points adjustments. If it gets to the point where you don't feel ridiculous bringing that instead of something that's like similar just points but much better,
right? I'm willing to give it a shot. Yeah, I'm going to give it a shot. Yeah. There's no store championship for this tournament, so I can just have fun. So
I love the Hound and Grizzer idea with Cody. Honestly, like the idea that you could have. That you could be tossing out 8 observation tokens and that you would have the ability to kind of flex them. And I love the concept of being able to have a stupid list where you would do 4 moves with a trooper on the code.
Right. I was going to say, Evan didn't even mention his other card that uses them.
Yeah. That's cool idea.
It's So the first ACO ever. I've been to all the ACOs.
Hey, me too.
Even though So this time I'm going for you, Brendan. That's and if you're not going, go for him. 'Cause I wasn't going to go this year until I heard you took it over, and I'm like, well, crap. Here I am. I brought. It was Veer's triple bike, LAAT gunship, 3 snipers, and just a bunch of naked stormtroopers, and it ended up being 12 acts. And what I would do is Veers would just give aims to Rudor, so he kept marks. You'd be 3 crits, 4 crits a shot. Because you'd take an aim, you'd be given an aim. And I think I had one storm with Binox just to give it another aim. So I'm just here's all the crits I want, and then. When a stormtrooper was going to die, to save MOV, he would just jump into the LAAT, and the LAAT would back up, dump him out behind cover, then go forward and keep shooting. So it was I think there's something to take Boba Fett, for example. If he just can't get out of the way and he's getting close to death, 2 health, you put him in the LAAT, you fly him away, you dump him out somewhere, and you keep that victory point. Or Cad Bane, who has a hard time maybe getting away. I think LAAT as a points saver is pretty big. And hard and easy to forget. If you've got a shore with an officer and a heavy, that's a lot of points. That's almost 100. when they get down to just the officer, just throw them in the LAAT and then back up, dump it out behind cover, and then save 100 points. Like it's I can't tell you how many times the LAAT saved me on things like sabotages of moisture vaps when I just pick someone up, move them to the next vap, dump them out, and they tapped it. Like it can be big brain, but also that was again when people would bring like an RPS or like a single impact thing, so it wasn't like
not all the rockets.
Three.
Not
Yeah, it
six
wasn't
HH12s.
Dude, I saw that across the table. I'm like, well, we'll just shake hands right now, huh, partner? Hey, you know what? That's a good game. You want to play some Marvel Remix or something? I don't know. Like, it doesn't matter. But hey, thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it. This was fun. And if you need me to get beat up again, please.
I'm sure you'll
call
get me next time,
Evans.
Evan.
We want you.
We'll find
to
another
your
debate
house.
for the Evans for sure.
Obviously, the next debate will be Op Vader. So,
Oh, dude. Yeah. Like,
and Evan Glorious gets glorious.
I mean, I appreciate you guys coming on. It really is not easy taking the side like that is going to take a beating. So props to you, Evan. Like,
what do you
like,
mean,
thank
partner?
you. It's not easy taking lumps, right?
I didn't hear an whole bell.
This is a lot of fun,
Walrus
guys.
is the hero that we don't deserve.
I just keep hanging in there.
Awesome. Thanks again, guys. Check out Fifth Trooper if you haven't. Like, they're the best guys over there. So there you go.
Aw, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, go
thanks
read.
for having
go
us.
read Evan's articles. Go listen to Evan's show, The Fifth Trooper. And awesome. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
Alrighty, that was a fun battle against the Evans. Appreciate them coming on. We're gonna go over some Ewok reveals now. Let's see. We got Wicket coming up. Brendan, would you like to read? Because I think John and I still can't read.
Yup, nub. So, Wicket is a commander hero of Bright Tree. He's a part of the Bright Tree mercenary faction and can go with the rebels. He's a trooper with 5 health, 2 courage, white surging defense, and surged crit. He's 70 points with 3 training upgrades: independent dodge 1, low profile, nimble, relentless, scout 1, scouting party 2, sharpshooter 2, unhindered, a spear he can use in melee for 2 red, a black with pierce 1, and a sling, which is range 1 to 2, 1 black, pierce 1, and primitive. We have now learned that primitive does mean that crits don't work on armor. So basically, it's useless against anything with the armor keyword.
Yep.
We also got a new upgrade card revealed with Wicket called Forest Dwellers. It's a training upgrade for 3 points, and it can only be on Bright Tree troopers. This unit gains Scout 1. At the start of the first activation phase, this unit gains Dodge token. So Recon Intel plus a free dodge on turn 1.
I like that. At first, I was like, why am I paying a point extra for Recon Intel? But I now get it.
Yep.
That dodge is awesome. I dig it.
Dodge
It's going to
is
help
great.
the nimble stuff like a lot. This is so cool.
Yep, and then they revealed 4 command cards. 3 are for Wicket. 1 is not for Wicket. So
Ooh.
we've got his 1 pip, Close Call. Just goes to Wicket. At the start of the activation phase, Wicket gains 1 dodge token. This round, Wicket increases his maximum speed to 3 and gains outmaneuver. Wicket may not make attacks this round. Wicket fast, Wicket hard to kill. There we go.
Yep, just seems to... This is an interesting card. It's a 1 pip. I guess you're trying to grab the box and run away, or you're trying to do a last-minute breakthrough score, or just not die, or get engaged with something and then just sit there. Yeah. Seems cool.
Yeah, it's the least murdery bear card ever, because he can't murder anything.
Nope.
All right, up next we've got Sneaky Scouting. Also only orders Wicket. Choose up to 2 enemy units at range 2 of Wicket. They each gain 2 observation tokens. When a friendly unit declares an attack against a unit that has observation tokens this round, they may spend an observation token on the enemy unit to gain surge to hit for the attack. That's real good.
That's real good.
I mean, you can give out 4 observation tokens, so that's 4 attacks that could become surge to hit that weren't beforehand.
Yeah, and none of the Ewoks surge natively, other than the heroes, right?
Yeah, that we've seen so far.
It's real that we've seen so far. It seems good.
Yeah, really good. And then Courageous Counterattack. Wicket and 2 units. This round, Bright Tree Trooper units with a face-up order token change their courage value to dash, so infinite courage. When the Bright Tree Trooper units that have a face-up order token form the attack pool this round, add 1 white attack die to the attack pool for every wound token or defeated miniature in the unit. Yeah, that sounds like Murder Bears to me.
That sounds like, I didn't, from South Park, like a South Park reference, like I didn't hear no bell. So like you've got like all your minis like down, and you're just adding a bunch of white dice for all the defeated.
Yeah, it could
defeated
be a
ones.
unit
It's so good.
with 1 model left, and they can go to a max of 8. It's
Yep.
now rolling 8 dice.
Yep, it seems really good.
With
It's
infinite
like
courage.
with infinite courage, right? So I can see this as like you're trying to make use out of your dying Ewok unit during the middle of the round or middle of the game, and the other use is like maybe round 6 on like a key position or intercept point where you're trying to score and your courage is infinite, right?
Yeah.
So they can't suppress you; they actually have to kill your Ewok. So I think this is a fun use case card. I really like this one.
Yeah, it's really fun. And then the last command card revealed is for Leia. And it's a 2-pip, A Beautiful Friendship, which is for Wicket and Leia, and it's a permanent word, and Wicket gains Teamwork Leia Organa. So when a Bright Tree Village commander issues orders, you may choose a friendly rebel unit at range 1 and issue it in order. And when a rebel commander unit issues orders, you may choose a friendly Bright Tree unit at range 1 and issue it in order. So basically, it gives Wicket and Leia teamwork and gives you a free order every turn after it's been played.
Yeah, I mean, more orders, the better, right? Like,
Yeah,
this is
especially
great.
for rebels. They're not known for order control, so
No, not at all. Yeah, this is cool. I dig this one.
it is truly a beautiful friendship.
Wicket looks crazy. Like, I think you just want to shove him in melee. Is this the first time or second time we've seen him? I can't remember.
This is the second time we saw for
Okay.
the promo card for the regional championship kit.
Oh, got it.
That one was, a little harder to read because it wasn't the normal layout. So this was the first time we're seeing the normal stuff. I have to say, I really like some of the touches on the card itself. Because in the bottom left corner, there's like a rock with some vines on it. And in the top right near his picture, there's some ropes like at the border between the picture and everything. They're adding some fun little details to the card.
I didn't even notice that until you said it. And so is the other ones, the regular Ewoks.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool. I kind of want them to like redo all the card packs.
Yeah, they're
I dig that. That's a cool touch. Nice.
big fan of the art on all of these too. So we also got to see 2 new units for the Ewoks have been revealed. The Ewok Skirmishers, same as Wicket, they're Bright Tree and Rebel mercenaries. They are core with 6 in the core unit. They're troopers with 1 health, 1 courage, white defense die. They don't surge either direction. They are speed 2. They're 40 points with the keywords low profile and unhindered. And they can take a heavy upgrade, a personnel upgrade, and a training slot. And the only weapon they have is a melee spear with a black die. So
Yeah. These are sweet. They remind me of like B1s, except just for melee.
Yep. And harder to
But
kill
what's even
because low
cheaper than
profile.
Ewok Skirmishers? Ewok Slingers are cheaper than
They are
skirmishers.
Ewok Slingers. Same as the skirmishers, except that they are special forces. They have 6 units, 6 minis in the unit. They're troopers, 1 courage, 1 health, white defense die. They're only 35 points. Same upgrade of options, with a melee of a white die, which is just stones. And they have a ranged attack, which is slings, range 1 to 2, 1 black die, primitive. But then they also have more keywords overall. They have Independent Surge 1, Low Profile, Target 1, and Unhindered. So basically, you don't put orders on them, they get a surge. You put orders on them, they get a name.
So the funny part is like, this is 35 points, right? Like,
Yep.
The skirmishers are a core unit, and they're 40 points. Like, I guess the black die in melee is worth more. I don't know the math, right? I'm not a game designer, but like, that's just interesting to me because the Ewok slingers have more keywords on them, right? You get target 1 and independent surge 1. It's, for melee profile on the Ewok slingers, it's not terrible if you have 8 Ewoks, like if you fully kit it out, right? And you just throw the axe Ewok on there. It's something. It's not glorious, but like it'll basically almost do the same thing.
Yeah, so you just mentioned the axe Ewoks. There are various upgrades we can give to them.
Yeah, let's get into it.
The only heavy weapon we see is the axe Ewok. The axe Ewok gives a melee weapon of 1 red, and can be put in the skirmishers or slingers, and adds 1 axe Ewok miniature, and the axe has Pierce 1 and Impact 1. So that's a pretty good axe.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, considering Anakin and Darth Vader's lightsaber is only 3 times better, but 5 to 6 times as many dice. I mean,
yeah, yep.
That's a good axe. The only personnel upgrade we see is the Ewok Trapper. Also can go in both squads of Ewoks. Add 1 Ewok Trapper miniature, and this unit gains a
training upgrade.
So they go from having 1 training upgrade to 2 training upgrades by adding the Ewok Trapper. Oh, the Axe Ewok is 15 points, and the Ewok Trapper is 10. So they're definitely expensive to add to the squad compared to the price of the squad, but they do some fun stuff. They've got 3 upgrades. We already talked about Forest Dwellers, but they can all take that for 3 points. There's also Call to Arms, and it's got 2 little dots in front of it, which presumably means you can only bring 2 of it.
Yeah, I think that's true.
And it's a Bright Tree Trooper only. It's an expendable card. Well, it's a tappable, so you could recover and take it back. But it is a training upgrade. This unit gains 1 suppression token. This unit gains charge until the end of the round. So that answers that question. So for 5 points, you can give them charge when they need it.
Charge in that axe.
Yep.
Get to work.
And then the last upgrade card we see is Insatiable Curiosity. And this one is a one-time use card for 8 points. It is a training upgrade. Can only go on the skirmishers or slingers. Choose an enemy unit in base contact with this unit's unit leader that has a heavy weapon upgrade, a gear upgrade, or an armament upgrade equipped. Discard one of those non-unique or limited upgrades. This unit suffers 1 wound. So you are getting rid of heavy weapons or upgrades with this ability for 8
I think
points.
you're mainly getting rid of heavy weapons. Maybe you get rid of targeting scopes. It doesn't seem worth it. Yeah, or like imagine stealing Gideon's sword, like the dark saber.
Because that's unique.
Oh, is it?
It's got the dot.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, reading is hard. Anyways,
yeah, I'm curious to see this get clarified a little bit more. Because one of the things I'm less certain about is it saying so you're also doing a wound to the unit you are stealing that weapon from.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
That's the way
we'll have
I'm
to see.
reading
I'm
it,
not
but-
sure. I think there was a. We'll read it later, but I think there's a clarification already,
I don't
or
know,
something in the rule book. I don't know.
maybe, but yeah, I mean these are some interesting upgrades, to say the least.
I think, I think Insatiable Curiosity is really fun, and I kind of want to just throw it on the slingers, and then that'll just be a 43-point unit, and if it goes off, it goes off. you know, like.
The thing is, you have to be in base contact for it to work. So
Absolutely, but like, I
would
mean,
put it
for
on
43
the
points, if you're shooting at slingers, like, okay, that's fine by me.
well, no, that's why I'm saying you put it on the skirmishers because they have to be in
Yeah.
base contact. They want to run into things because they only have melee.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
you want to put it on the skirmishers, not the slingers.
I'm just mainly looking at the value of like the point value, right?
No,
I'm saving 5 points here. But yeah, no, you were correct. You probably want it on the skirmishers.
Yeah.
Ewoks look like a lot of fun. I just wish I knew how many boxes to buy.
Yeah, we still know nothing about Battle Force. What can go in the Battle Force? How many Ewoks can you actually take? Presumably, what little we know, you can take two to three of them in a regular Rebel list.
Maybe I should start with that. I don't know.
Well,
I'm excited to see the Battle Force rules. Let me put it that way.
you can take 3 core in a regular
With
list,
Underworld,
and
right, with Underworld.
2 in the second copy of Underworld, right? 2 special
I
forces.
don't know. I don't remember if Underworld like stacks, does it?
I think it stacks, but you can't go over. I don't know. That would be a clarification, but we haven't really.
I have no idea.
So I think you could do it because it's 2 different instances. But so that
Okay.
if it works that way, you can get 5 boxes of these guys for a normal Rebel army. But at minimum, you can go 4.
Right. Absolutely. It's exciting stuff.
The only other thing we have seen, and there hasn't been an official article on it yet, is Chewbacca in the ATST.
That's right.
For new product. I don't want to read about the card just yet because there has been some inconsistencies on one of the weapons. But what I will say, they're coming out with a new ATST. It's got a Chewbacca you can put on the top, or a General Weiss you can put on the top. You can get the Chewbacca card with the new ATST model or in the Wicket and the Low Grade box. So if you already have an ATST, you don't have to buy a new ATST if you don't want to. There's one inconsistency on one of the weapons, but other than that, Chewbacca looks ridiculous as an ATST. He's basically got 3 of the 4 guns available to the Empire, and Surge to Crit, and he
Incognito.
is incognito in an ATST.
Right. So that's the most interesting part to me because it's an incognito LOS blocker for whatever your army wants to hide behind it. That's to me that's the key part of the Battle Force.
And he is
I'm looking forward to
only
just
for
like
the
messing
Battle
around with
Force.
it. Yes, only for the Battle Force.
You
So
can't put him in
I'm
a
looking forward to it.
regular army for the Rebels.
Oh, I wish.
Otherwise, that would be broken.
It would be way too good.
Here's my incognito ATST blocking line of sight for Luke to move up the board.
Hey, remember when Chewie transported an ATST on the Millennium Falcon to bring from battle to battle? I remember that. I remember that.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to buying some Ewoks. These guys look awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah. Anything else, Brendan, before we sign off for today?
If anybody only paints their Ewoks as Care Bears, you have my undying admiration.
I will probably bring flamethrowers for at least 2 months while they're out. Just try and murder them. Anyways, appreciate everyone listening. I'm Koray.
I'm Brendan. If you need more Ewoks in your life, make sure you watch the animated Ewok show on Disney Plus, as well as the Ewoks Adventures. The live-action ones, they could be nightmare-inducing for children, so don't watch it with kids.
Stay glorious, everyone.